Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome into the video. So we have now had over 30 days of choppy and range-bound action for the S&P 500. When this resolves and picks a direction, the stock market is going to see a violent move. And in this video, we're going to talk about some ways that could play out, along with some individual stocks. So let's go ahead and get on into it. So like we talked about, the S&P has been range-bound since March 31st, but behind the scenes, it's really only being held up by just a few mega-cap stocks. As this research note shows, the S&P versus the S&P equal weight index has been plunging. And for those who are unfamiliar with the equal weight index, that means that all stocks in the index are weighted equally. So instead of Apple being 7.5% weight of the index, it would just be 0.2%, just like every other stock. So because of this also, the Nasdaq is outperforming and making new swing highs because the mega caps are higher weights in that index, and the opposite is coming from the Russell 2000 small cap index, which is underperforming big time as it doesn't have those mega caps to hold it up. Moving forward, the market really has two options. Number one, for the bull case, other stocks besides the mega caps need to join the rally to move the indexes higher. If that fails to happen though, in my opinion, it's just a matter of time before the mega caps fall with the others and drag the indexes down lower. The majority of the mega caps going up is not because of earnings growth, and all that it's doing is now turning into multiple expansion, with a lot of these now near peak earnings multiples in periods where growth is declining and rates are rising. That is just not sustainable, and if other stocks do not join the rally, then the market will end up falling once again. So taking a look at the S&P futures chart, we're going to start out by taking a look at the big picture, and then we'll zoom in and talk about a few trigger points for upside and downside for the general market. So the major pattern that has formed during this chop phase is a megaphone pattern or a broadening wedge, which essentially means that price has made higher highs and has made higher lows without following through in either direction. So in my opinion, in the midterm, this pattern is going to resolve in one of two ways. If it breaks to the downside first, depending on the timing, I'll be looking for around 4,040, where both major trend lines converge as a major support and a spot where I would be buying for a rally back up. From there, I would guess it revisits back around 4,100 and either turn down for continued downside or continue up for a false breakdown and potentially rally all the way up back to those key trend lines on the upside. If it breaks to the upside first though, I think it's likely to break above those recent highs and either visit the trend line of the megaphone at around 42.35 or push higher than that to around 42.55 to 42.60 before rejecting and would ultimately be the blow off top / false breakout and start real downside from there. And this is just all my speculation, but I personally think we see a violent move in one direction before faking out and seeing a larger move in the opposite direction. I'm personally bearish fundamentally on the market here, so would prefer to see that upside move to play out to where I'd be looking for a potential top, but of course we'll react to price and take it level to level. Now zooming in, the main trigger points that I'm watching for this consolidation range is 41.72 to 41.80 as the key resistance zone on the upside. A break and hold above 41.80 would send this to 4200, which would be likely to break in my opinion, and make its way up to that key trendline resistance we talked about in the 4230s. On the downside, key support is 41.12 to 41.22. A break and hold below there can send it to 4100, which would be likely to break as well in my opinion, and potentially send it down to those key trend lines in the low to mid 4140s. So this is my main technical outlook on the market right now. Everything between those zones is pretty much just straight chop, but once a side breaks, things will get interesting and likely open up some big range. For individual stocks, there's really not much to do right now until the indexes either break out or break down from this range. The heavy majority of individual breakouts have been failing, and the market just feels very conflicted on direction right now, with nothing other than the mega caps having much follow through. It's the worst trading environment for swing trading I have ever seen personally, but after consolidation comes expansion, and we are very likely to see a large move very soon. And one important stock to watch for that broad market direction though is Apple stock. The stock is built at a tight range between 170.75 and 174, and whichever way it breaks from here will be key for the direction of the broad market. A break below 170.75 would likely send this down towards around trendline support and the gap fill around 167 to 168 range, which would be the next major decision point, or a break and hold above 174 would likely send it to 175, and then trendline resistance around the mid 176s. Apple has been the leader in tech since the beginning of 2023, and as long as it holds this range, the market can continue higher, but if it does break down, that would be the first big warning sign, and we would likely see other mega cap tech names follow along with it. So that is everything that I'm watching for right now from the market. It has been an uneventful few weeks with this chop range, but we are very likely to see big direction soon and see some nice opportunities from there. So hope you all enjoyed and hope I provided some value to you in this one. If so, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button. It helps me out a lot and I would greatly appreciate it. For anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description to get my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and ask me any questions there. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.